Hey, I have a fun fact for you today. Are you ready? Did you know that most people enjoy being manipulated? Why are you laughing? I'm serious. Do you agree that most people enjoy being manipulated? Okay, let's use a quiz to set things off. So I want you guys to scream A or B, depending on which option do you agree with. So the question is, do you agree that most people enjoy being manipulated? Response A is, yes, I'm a rational thinker who admits the truth. B is, no, I'm in denial. So A or B, go. A. So many people say, yeah, A. Okay, yes, it's A. It's A, you guys, it's A. Yes. And I will prove it to you with my own experience and science. First of all, I will go first with a personal story. The first time I was manipulated on the internet. I was 9 years old, and it was really a dark time in my life. It's a very deep story. This is what manipulated me. Yes. Yeah. So, I was 9 years old. I had a computer. I was sharing with my sister. And we came up on this game, which is a dress-up game. If you are a girl, or maybe a boy, maybe you are familiar with it. Basically, the goal here is to dress up nicely and to be popular. And at the end of each week, we had a contest, which is the best dressed girl in the game. Of course, we wanted to win that game. We really wanted to do that. But the issue was the nice clothing was expensive. You had to pay. It was premium content. It wasn't free. So in order to win, you needed the premium stuff. So we looked around the website, and we found out that all you have to do to get the nice stuff was to pick up the phone, call up a number, and then you will hear a code. You write down the code on the computer, and you get coins that you can spend on the game. We're like, oh, that's it? We only need to call? So we started to call once, twice, unlock nice stuff, like first the dress, pretty dress. But you know, if you are a girl or a boy, a dress cannot be alone. You need the shoes, you need the bag, you need the accessories to be very, very fancy. So we call once, twice, 3 times. Then we call every day, once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, every day. And one day, that's where it gets dark. Our father called us up. Girls, come to the living room. We look at each other with my sister. Did you do something recently? No, I did nothing. Okay, we went to the living room. Our dad pulled up the bill, the phone bill, asked, who called this number? We look at each other. We did. Okay, but that's 500 €. Yeah, we did not know that actually you had to pay. It wasn't a free phone call. And yeah, and guess what? Before that conversation, just the day before, we won the podium, we won the competition. On that week, we were #1, the most popular girl in the game. And then when our dad found out, he said, you need to delete the account. What? No, we just won, we are the most popular. And yeah, this is where it gets dark, because we had to delete the account. We had to delete the account. Yeah. We cried, we said please, but we deleted it. And to this day, yes, we were being manipulated by that game. But we still enjoy it. Yes. Do I feel bad for my parents? Yeah, I do. I mean, I do. But would I still do it today if I were 9 years old? Yes, I definitely would. And this is the personal story that is going to back up my case on why most people enjoy being manipulated. Now, the science part, because it's not just my own story, it's science-backed. But before we get there, I know that most people here, are you guys familiar with dark patterns? Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I see some skeptical faces. So before I go into the science part, I will just explain a little bit what are dark patterns, okay? So, dark patterns, or deceptive patterns, are tricks used in websites that make you do things that you wouldn't do otherwise, such as buying something or subscribing to something. I will give you some example. So, one of the ways we can categorize dark patterns are through the end goal. Why are we implementing this dark pattern? So you have, first of all, for sale. You want to make more money, you want people to buy more. And one of the ways is through fake currency, pseudo-currency. You find often that in games where you're going to buy some fake coins, game coins, and the goal is for you guys to lose track of how much you are spending on that game. So they look at casinos, because this is the way casino works, and they implemented that on the web, basically. The second way is information. I want your personal information. Here, the example is I want your email. Do you want that 10% off? Give me your email. Then you have views. So this is a list of different newsletters you can subscribe to. And if you want to unsubscribe, you have to click on every single one. And I think there are over 500. Of course, if you want to accept everything, there is a button for that. If you want to reject everything, you have to click individually. Yeah, fun, huh? And then you have time spent. Basically, the goal here is to make sure that you stay on the app forever. With auto-scrolling, you don't even need to use your hand anymore. You just do the work for you. That's magic. And finally, I love this one, is a mix of everything. It's a bit like super dark pattern. And this example is with Ryanair. Basically, here, someone tried to unsubscribe to the newsletter of Ryanair. So they get an email to ask, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? So if you want to actually unsubscribe, you have to click on the link on the mail that then sends it to you after you ask to unsubscribe. Yeah, love that. And this is in this category because it's a mix of everything. Yeah. The other way to categorize dark pattern is through popularity, less popular and more popular. By popular, I mean used by websites, what you will find the most on website, what is common. So of course you have popular, it's girl tripping. Are you sure you want to unsubscribe? There are baby koalas that are going to die if you click on that button. Seriously. And less popular, you have what I showed you earlier, the infinite scroll, because it's mostly used on social media. Then the last way you can categorize dark pattern is through the level of harm. So here, from just annoying to moderately bad, and then to really, really bad. Of course, I'm not going to show you every single one because I need 12 hours for that. I'm just going to show you an example with just annoying. And I'm going to let you with this because you need to really feel the pain. Seriously. Good. I feel like you are already in pain right now, so let's move on. Then you have moderated bad. This example is with Airbnb. Basically, when you try to get a room on Airbnb to book something, you get a first price. So here it's $99. But you have to go through all the booking, and at the end you get the real price with all the extra fees. And yes, this is a dark pattern. They're supposed to give you the full price right away. You don't need to go through all the steps to finally find out if it's within your budget or not. And the last one, this is personal. I know I'm in Sweden, but this is personal. Spotify. Yeah, I know. Sorry, but it's something that I felt deep inside of me. This is, I think most people must be familiar with Spotify Premium. Basically, they offer you 3 months of free premium type of account. And at the end, well, you can decide to keep subscribing, then paying or not. And I put it here because each time I lose track of the time and I end up subscribing for months. How many people fall into this here? Oh yeah, quite a lot, yeah. Yeah, for information, this is a dark pattern. Yeah. So, science. I know you are waiting for this. This is now, we are doing this. So for this topic, I went through an interesting research paper on dark patterns. Basically, it was a university in the US that sent to 120 participants a list of mostly information on data privacy, the importance of data privacy. It was pages and pages and pages on data privacy. And when they go through all the pages, at the end, they get this. Our corporate partner would now provide you with 6 months of free data protection and credit history monitoring. After the first 6-month period, you will be billed monthly through you can cancel at any time. The goal here is they don't know it's a test on dark pattern, they just get this. And they used 3 different groups. The first group is the control group. It's the group with no dark patterns. Here you have accept or decline. You click on accept, you click on decline, that's the end. And the control group is to find out if there are differences in the number of clicks, in number of acceptance of this policy. So, first group, no dark pattern, accept, decline, simple. Second group, soft dark patterns. So here, first of all, we have accept and continue, recommended, with a nice color. And then the other option is not decline, but other option. If you want to say no, you cannot say no right away. You click on other option. Then you get this. I do not want to protect my data or credit history. Option number 1. Option number 2, after reviewing my option, I would like to protect my privacy and receive data protection and credit history monitoring. That's the soft dark pattern group. Here, you click on I want to protect myself, or I do not want to protect myself. That's the end. Then, that's where it gets funny. That's when it gets spicy. You get the third group, the hardcore group. Hardcore means they get all of this, and then, if you still want to say no, you still have more steps. Let's say you click on, I do not want to protect my data or credit history. You get this? Tell us why you decline. So you have to go through the step of writing down why, and then you can decline. But there is another option. You just click on the button and you say yes. Let's say you are really annoying. You still want to say no. You write that down. Is it the end? No. It's not the end. It's not the end. There is another step. First of all, you have a 10-second shutdown. So for 10 seconds, you can click on accept, but you cannot click on decline. Then you have this text. Since you do not want to protect your data, we would like to give you more information so that you can make an informed choice. We invite you to read a paragraph of information on what identity theft is. Then you either accept or decline after the 10-second shutdown. And this is the hardcore version. So, after this, they went through all the groups, and they tried to find what is the most effective dark pattern here. So, well, just to show you before I show you what is the most effective, it's just how it works. It wasn't the actual research paper, but it's just to show you that each time you say no, there is more coming out, essentially. Now, let's go back to the research. First of all, they look at the control group. How many of them said yes? 11%. So this is the version with no dark patterns. Under normal condition, 11% would say yes. Now, how many people in the soft dark pattern group would say yes? What is your guess? How much? Half of them, 50? Okay, we have 50% here. More or less? Less? 20%. How many? If you think 20%, please clap your hands. Okay, 25? Okay, 30? 35? 40? Okay, you guys don't like the number 5. And you are wrong. It was 26. 25 won. Under the soft dark pattern condition, 26% said yes. So we went from 11 to 26. Then in the hardcore version, how much do you think? 26? 60? 60? You said 60? 90? Do we have 100? Yes? Here? Okay, 100 over here. And you're all wrong. It was 42. Yeah. So with the hardcore version, 42% said yes. We went from 11 to 42. Now, let's look at what is effective. They use different types of dark patterns, and at the top, hidden information. It's basically lying. And at the bottom, you have recommended. Remember, the bottom is 11%. In normal condition, 11%. You just put recommended on your interface up 18%. And then you go up and up and up. This is all fun and games, but let's go back to the first question. Do most people enjoy being manipulated? In order to find out this question, they asked the mood of the participants at the end of this experiment. Guess what? This is the number of the percent of people that felt angry at the end. And what's interesting here is that the control group and the soft dark pattern group are very close to each other. There is almost no differences. It's almost as if they don't see it. So yes, there is no significant differences between the no dark pattern group and the soft dark pattern group. You only see anger, significant anger in the hardcore version. So yes, as long as they are mild, dark patterns are effective and do not provoke backlash. Guys, I have a confession to make. I lied. Of course I lied. It's a dark pattern talk. I cannot be honest with you guys. I need you guys to feel the dark pattern inside of you, to experience it through this presentation. Where I lied. Why? Most people do not enjoy being manipulated. It's just that they do not mind it, as long as they don't realize it. And this is the key information from that research paper. People do not mind it, they don't see it. Why they don't see it? Because it's so prevalent on the web that you cannot see the differences between no dark patterns and soft dark patterns. Here, you have close to 80% of websites that offer subscription that are using at least one dark pattern. And it goes down slightly a bit for multiple dark patterns, that's how often they are used. This is a list of e-commerce websites that are using the most dark patterns. And here, understand that the numbers are different dark patterns. It's not the total number of dark patterns, but each different type. At the top, you have Temu, then AliExpress, and then Amazon. Yes, Amazon, with 10 dark patterns, different dark patterns. Then, of course, Shein, eDreams, Booking.com, eBay, Expedia. It's basically the top, the websites that are the most used in the world and in Europe. Of course, I just show you that dark pattern works. Nobody cares, nobody sees it, everyone do it. But there is an issue here, the law. Of course, I wish I could end my talk here. I wish I could say, yeah, let's go back to the slide with the most popular, the most effective dark pattern and use it now in your company. You will get more sales, you will get more subscription. But sadly, the law is here. Fines. Here, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, Amazon, Fortnite, Facebook, never ending. Because of the new legislation in the EU, and of course the US, some of the fines are from the US, if you are using certain type of dark pattern, you can get fines, and this is just the biggest one. Even small companies, if they are reported, they can get fined. And of course, when I see all of this money, the first thing that came to my mind was, if I had that money, I would have won so many podiums. I'm sorry. It's just, I have a glitch in my mind. I cannot get rid of this. This is a list of the dark patterns that are now banned in Europe. Guys, if you are using this, please stop. You're gonna get fined, okay? And if you see it on websites, yeah, you can also report it. You can take a picture. And some example of the ones that are banned. So here you have unsubscribe. For example, here they say, don't want to receive our well-crafted meme-filled email? Fine, be that way. Well, you cannot say that anymore. Before you had the PayPal, so here is when, they already click on the button for you, and you have to unclick if you want to say no. This is now banned. If you see it, report it, or remove it from your code. And here you have a fake ad. Basically, it's a dark pattern. Yeah. The other issue with dark patterns is vulnerable people. And yes, this is me as a child. When I know I've changed a lot, but life happens. Vulnerable people are more likely to fall for dark patterns. What are vulnerable people? Kids, elderly people, disabled people, but also uneducated or lesser educated people. they are more likely to fall for it. And here is distrust. I said earlier that dark patterns are great as long as people don't see it. But when they do, 56% of respondents in a survey said that they lose trust in companies that use dark patterns. But they only lose trust when they see it, when they see the dark patterns, when they see the manipulation. So that's one of the risks of dark patterns. Finally, you have competition. If everyone uses dark pattern in an industry, then you lose out if you don't do it too. You do. Because they're going to make more sales than you, they're going to have better results than you, and in the end, you might fall off the market. And that's the issue, because here people make more sales, not because they're more innovative. They make more sales because they're more manipulative. And again, I wish I could end it here. But when I looked through all the different research papers to make that presentation, I found something else. Are you ready? No, you're not. I wasn't either. I was not ready. Guess what? Companies that use dark patterns tend to have dark patterns inside their organizations, physical dark patterns. In the book, The Dark Patterns, by Guido Palazzo and Øredev, they look at all the corporate scandals around the world, mostly in the US, let's be honest. It is how it is. So they look at all the corporate scandals. I'm thinking about Enron, Cambridge Analytica. But there is one example from France Telecom, if you are familiar with it. They look at all the big scandals and they try to find out if there were similarities between each companies. And they found 9 different toxic elements in every company that had a huge corporate scandals. I'm not going to show you all the different elements, just the ones that are relevant to this presentation. But you can read the book, it's good. First one, ethical blindness. Essentially, ethical blindness is when around you, everyone does shady stuff. You don't see that it's shady anymore. The biggest example in history would be Nazi Germany, when everyone is doing certain things, it becomes normalized. You don't see it, the problem anymore. That's ethical blindness. Then you have systemic problems. It means that the issue is not one person, not 2, not 3, but everyone. It comes from the organization itself. Then you have rigid ideologies. It means that basically it's not fluid. There is one ideology that you have to follow, shut up and go ahead. Like, you cannot say no, you have to follow it. You cannot change the culture, it's set in stone. Then finally, you have gradual drift. It means that it does not go badly or bad right away. It's gradual, little by little. Now, how is it relevant to dark patterns in the web or companies that use dark patterns? First of all, they have a growth ideology and metric obsession, meaning that what's important here is money, 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 money. Sell, 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 more and more and more. Basically, you are paid, you are employed on your results. The more money you make, the higher up you get. Then you have designer blindness. It's the same as ethical blindness, meaning that if everyone does something, you don't see the issue anymore. And did you know that today, computer science students are learning dark pattern in school? because this is the prevalent model. They don't see the issue because this is mainstream. That's designer blindness. Then you have incremental implementation. Of course, you don't start with 11 different dark patterns. You start with 1, 2, 3, and little by little, you become timid. And you have organization silo. It means that basically you have the manager in a high tower, and that's it. There is no communication, very rigid. Yeah, sorry. And finally, sorry for that, you have industry normalization, like I said, with the computer science students. Because everyone does it, this becomes normalized. This is the new normal today. One of the examples that I can show you later from this is Facebook. Basically, there is a research paper made on Facebook. Back then, I think it was before COVID, some engineers at Facebook noticed something. The algorithm of Facebook was rewarding dangerous content, triggering content. Basically, the more triggering it was, the more it got views and likes and clicks. And they say, hey, it's not normal. Why are we rewarding bad content, triggering content? So they try to get some warning down, but it didn't stick. Because they were ignored, they had executive override, they prioritize engagement over ethics, and they suppress internal dissent, which led to talent exodus. Yeah, many people, many talented engineers left Facebook because of this. And they had some issue recruiting certain talented people, and of course user loss, because for the first time in history, recently, Facebook lost user. Did you know that nowadays there are 30 million of accounts in Facebook that are dead? 30 million. And it is estimated that by the end of this century, there will be close to 5 billion dead people on Facebook. Guys, if you have a Facebook account now and you don't delete it, when you die, it will stay up. Love that. You die, but your Facebook account is still on. Finally, public whistleblowing. There were many news articles on Facebook and this issue with engagement. Facebook culture created ideal conditions for dark pattern to flourish by systematically prioritizing business metrics over user welfare, suppressing ethical concern, and ignoring internal research made about platform harm. Yeah, I know it's very depressing. And you know, again, it's the first time in this presentation that I don't want to end it here. I would end it on hope. Hope, hope, hope. First of all, one of the things, because I know you are here, okay, what can we do against dark patterns? The first thing you can do is use your own voice. Not everyone here is a software engineer or involved in tech teams, but most people here have social media, right? How many people have social media here? Yeah, most, okay. One of the ways is name and shame. For example, you can, of course, we all boycott X, but whatever. You can still use it. And for example, here, someone named Duolingo and call out Duolingo for using dark pattern. For example, you have Duolingo. You made Duo sad. This is a dark pattern, by the way. You have a Reddit, subreddit that's called Asshole Design. Yeah, I got most of my information from there. Thank you, guys. You made my day. Yeah, you can subscribe, it's great. And funnily enough, you have also TikTok. Yeah? So in this example, the lady is showing a dark pattern on TikTok. Basically, if you want to log out of TikTok, you have to go through 2 steps. You click on the button, then you have to enter your password, and then you have another confirmation pop-up that's come up. Are you sure you want to log out? This is a dark pattern. And of course, there are other ways like YouTube and so on and so forth. The other way is fair patterns or bright patterns. It's a fairly new idea that's come up recently. It's basically, instead of going from dark patterns to no patterns at all, is to replace it with another way. This way, it's called fair pattern or bright patterns. Basically, the goal here is instead of using a website to get information from people, to get more sales, the goal here is to empower the user, to protect them. For example, you go from harmful default to protective default, hidden information to adequate information, maze to a seamless path, push and pressure to non-intrusive information. And finally, instead of having misleading or obstructing language, you have plain and empowering language. I know it's like blah, 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 blah. What does it mean? How does it look? This is an example. Here you have on the top, dark patterns. And at the bottom, you have fair patterns. So at the top, you have our best offer, sale, and soon. And you have a pre-selected option and all the, well, it's mostly trying to get people to sign up. And then at the bottom, you have clear information, no pre-selected anything, and it's just clear information, and you choose what you want to do. It's going beyond no dark patterns. It's protecting the user, putting them first. The idea is we want to protect them, and of course, fair is subjective. Can be fair. Fair is different for everyone. But here, by fair, they mean what does most users want. And in Europe, it's data privacy, data protection. So we put that first. Let's go back to the first question. Do people enjoy being manipulated? Maybe not. You're right. But guess what? They certainly don't mind a good story, as long as it's designed with care. Dark pattern manipulate, fair pattern emperor. Which future do you want to design? Thank you. I feel like we have 1 minute for question. If you have one last word, you have 1 minute. No, it's not a dark pattern. No, 50 minutes, 50 seconds, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Last call, last call, last call, last call, last call. Thank you.